Hi folks, this is Peter Boykin. This is hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. I said I was going to start doing podcasts. Might as well do it from my car. I haven't been publishing as much on GoRightNews.com. I will catch up things soon. But I just figured every morning, possibly when I get off of work, it's not that hard to get in a car and talk about the news that's just popped up on my phone for the day.
I think it's time for us to go right.
So, there's a report yesterday. Donald Trump's been wearing a large bandage on his ear on the RNC all week. So supporters started wearing their own ear bandages in solidarity. Trump's supposed to be speaking at the RNC on the fourth and final day of the Republican National Convention. I haven't been really paying much attention to it. But this is the first public address he's had since he was shot at. So, tune in. I will probably check it out. By the way, Joe Biden has tested positive for COVID-19 again. Again. I don't know how many times he's been COVID-ridden. I don't know, this is probably about maybe the fourth or fifth time I've heard him getting COVID. Jill Biden's had COVID. Big Mike's had COVID. You know, Kamala Harris has had COVID. Remember, these are the people that told you and forced people to take vaccination shots. These same vaccination shots that obviously aren't working. Because, here they go, getting COVID. Donald Trump had it once and took that Resveratrol or whatever it's called. I think I took the same thing. The next day, he's fine. Have you heard him get it again? No. Meanwhile, gold prices have jumped in a record of $2,460 an ounce. So I'd love to find some gold. Cities with the highest cost of living: Manhattan, Honolulu, San Jose, and 61% of voters say Biden rhetoric inspired Trump assassination plot. Meanwhile, the failed Trump assassin teased online shooting. She's the shooting online. This Thomas Matthew Crooks, and I'd hate to say it because there is pictures floating around where the guy looked a little, if maybe it's him, maybe it's not, maybe it's fake, but the guy looked like he was attempting to possibly be trans. I saw it first. So, another possible trans shooter. This is not anti-trans. I have no problem with trans people, but it seems to be a very small amount of population is causing a large problem that I keep seeing over and over again. Being the leader of a gay support group for Donald Trump, we do support conservative, libertarian, trans, gays, whatever. My group is not a Republican group. We are a group containing a lot of Republicans. Oh, and a note, apparently the app Grindr has been overdone its servers at the RNC. There's a lot of closet cases there. And I hate the fact that there's a lot of self-hating people. And hopefully a lot of people who aren't married and messing around on their wives. Be careful. That's all I gotta say. And people are already trying to send it to me. I'm like, what are you supposed to be doing? I don't work for that company. I don't use that app. Only thing I can say, hey, y'all better get better servers in the future. But let's get back to Thomas Matthew Crooks. He was 20 years old. He teased his intentions online before opening fire at a Pennsylvania campaign rally. He killed one and injured others, including former President Donald Trump, and hopefully our president again in 2024. Now the details: Secret Service and FBI officials briefing U.S. senators revealed that Crooks posted threatening messages on Steam, the Steam gaming platform, just days before the July 13th attack. I also read somewhere where he basically asked for the day off, said, oh, I'll see you on Monday. Well, what did he say? He quoted, July 13th will be my premiere. Watch as it unfolds. Now, how was this message discovered? Investigators have been pouring through Crook's devices, such as his laptop and phones. And earlier this week, the FBI revealed that it had successfully hacked into the shooter's locked phone. Probably an Android, probably not an iPhone, because you know all that we've been having to go through. Meanwhile, the search the investigators say that the history of his laptop reveals he searched for information on Trump, Biden, the July 13th Trump rally, and when is the DNC convention. The guy had 2 cell phones. Investigators discovered the shooter had 2 cell phones. The primary one he had on him was discovered at the scene of the shooting, and a second was found at his home with only 27 contacts. The FBI is tracking down those contacts. We don't know who's on that contact. I can tell you that apparently there was an Iranian plot to assassinate Donald Trump previously, and they supposedly beefed up the security before this event, but still this assassination attempt still happened. Meanwhile, why? Secret Service Director Kimberly Chettle said that the agency didn't station an agent on the rooftop where Thomas Crooks attempted to assassinate Donald Trump because it, quote, had a sloped roof at its highest point. There's all memes about, sloped roof. They got a cowl on a sloped roof, up a ladder, how to hide out from the FBI. It's pretty messed up. They should have had that roof covered. They really should have had that roof covered. GOP lawmakers are furious after Biden regime officials cut short their call with the Secret Service and FBI to discuss the security failures that enabled assassination attempt on Trump. Yeah. So where we have it, we have an assassination on Donald Trump. Not a lot done about it. And still, would they've used this excuse if Trump did get shot? I mean, it was milliseconds, fractions of inches that Donald Trump is still alive. Now, what did we learn from the FBI Secret Service briefings with senators? Crooks arrived 3 hours before the event and was on law enforcement's radar because they found a laser rangefinder on him. Law enforcement photographed Crooks 62 minutes before the shooting after identifying him as suspicious. And Crooks' parents notified police that he was, quote, missing prior to the shooter. It seems odd that they'd report a 20-year-old missing just after a few hours. So some are speculating they may have known about the father's AR-15 rifle was missing from their home. Now, I know it's not a crime to be, around until people commit a crime. It's not a crime. But when you've got a secured area and they pick this guy out, why wasn't he removed from the area? He could have been detained while Donald Trump had his speech. Anybody suspicious could be removed from the area and detained. Not under arrest, but detained for suspicion while the event happened. They do it all the time. They got a little prison in Disney World. So you couldn't remove it? Or was they really trying to let this guy shoot him? Now, the big picture, there are still more questions than answers about this shooter, his motives, and how the Secret Service let him get a shot off on the former President of the United States. And I'll probably put more news on GoRightNews.com. Now, the other big news is that Joe Biden is entertaining the idea of dropping out of the 2024 race. I don't know if that's a good idea because, one, you would strip Donald Trump of the chance of basically beating the pants off of Joe Biden and saying, look, I won the original election. Because we all know he won the original election. And two, we have that chance to say we beat it. But I know the Democrats go, well, it's a weaker Joe Biden. It's been 4 years. He's having to spend up all his time cleaning up and making America better because of Donald Trump. No, COVID. All those job markets, all that crap. Things are evening out, but look at the prices, folks. You go to the grocery store, prices of groceries, sugar, chocolate, everything skyrocket. Gas, $3.60 a gallon. And nobody's even complaining about how high price of the gas is. It's crazy, man. Bidenomics. Bidenomics. And Donald Trump will come in and he'll have to spend his whole 4 years cleaning up the mess of COVID and Biden to get everything ready for the next president to come in and fuck it up. Pardon my French. But Joe Biden is reportedly softening to the idea, or basically forced. Joe Biden is reportedly softening to the idea of ending his presidential campaign and backing Vice President Kamala Harris as the Democrat nominee. Now, multiple sources within the Democratic Party told CNN that Biden was recently become receptive, quote, receptive to the idea of dropping out. Basically forced to drop out. A top Democratic advisor told CNN, quote, he's gone from saying Kamala can't win to, do you think Kamala can win? And remember when that flub that Biden made where he said he called Vice President Donald Trump? He was basically trying to say Vice President Kamala Harris, he didn't pick her because he doesn't think she could win. He was literally saying that. People didn't catch on that. I listened to what he said. I was like, oh, okay. Now, the advisor also said the private conversations with Hill are continuing, saying he's being receptive, not as defiant as he is publicly. Now, the knives out are from the Republicans. The knives are out. Oh, sorry, not the Republicans, the Democrats. The knives are out from Democrats. Biden lost the support of a powerful ally. Reports say that Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer forcefully told him to drop out of the race over this weekend. Biden says that it'd take a lot. It would take, basically what it would take for him to drop out. The report comes one day after Biden said in an interview with BET that he would drop out of the race if I had some medical condition that emerged. Mighty peculiar that now he's come down with COVID again. Don't want to be the conspiracy theorist. Enter COVID-19. Biden had to cancel a planned event in Las Vegas because he tested positive for COVID-19. Now, the big picture, it's been exactly 3 weeks since Biden's disastrous debate performance, and his fellow Democrats are not letting up. In fact, their pressure campaign to force him to drop out is intensifying. That's what's going on in the news. Meanwhile, some short news. The hearing to decide whether corrupt Fulton County DA Fannie Willis will be removed from the Georgia case, since Trump has been set for December 5th, putting the trial on hold until after the election. So we still got that one going on. The sentencing of Donald Trump, apparently for the so-called felonies that should have been misdemeanors. I still don't understand how you get extorted by a porn star to say, I'm going to talk about this if you don't pay me money, and how your lawyer just goes and takes it upon himself to pay off the woman and then come after you with the money, but then they claim it might be part of campaign financing when honestly probably wasn't. Donald Trump probably just paid it as a legal fee. And does it come under campaign financing? I don't know. But they're saying, you get extorted and you get in trouble. It's like Martha Stewart getting thrown to jail for selling her stocks after unsolicited advice from a friend who says, hey, you probably should sell these stocks. Where the alternative was, oh, they just keep the stocks and lose them now? It makes no sense. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said that the central bank will not wait until inflation hits 2% to cut interest rates. And New Jersey Democrat Senator Bob Menendez will resign from office after being found guilty in his corruption trial. And when Joe Biden was handed a private note during a recent call with Democrat House lawmakers, telling him to, quote, stay positive, you're sounding defensive, he read the note aloud. It's a wonderful, wild day in the land of politics. Don't have any new music for you today, but again, GoRightNews.com. Check out the website. I'm going to continue to try to do some sort of podcast like this every day, and I found out that if I post it on Rumble, it will send it to my pages, which helps a little bit better in getting the distribution out than me trying to send it individually to my pages. I'm on Telegram. I'm on Truth Social. I'm on Instagram and all that other junk. Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. If you see it, share it, like it, whatever you can. And if you like this format, it works. Hopefully you can get a good connection here. Sometimes it says a slow connection. But God bless everybody. Peace. And remember to go right.